Hallo zusammen! I just reacted to and first listened to the new Lindemann song Ich hasse Kinder, and now we're gonna dive deep into the lyrics. What are they all about? What's special about them, linguistically speaking? And why do they work the way they do in context of the song? Let's find that out. The song's title is typical for Lindemann since it's pretty much as in-your-face as it can get. Ich hasse Kinder. I hate children. For das Kind, Singular. Die Kinder, Plural. The child. Now, please keep in mind, and this is especially important in this situation right here, there is a difference between the singer and the lyricist, in this case the same person, of course, and the lyrical I, the person acting in the lyrics. You know, the person doing stuff. That's not the same person. Sometimes it can be the same person, if it's like an autobiographical song, for instance, but in this case, and in most cases when it comes to songs, that's not the same person necessarily. So please keep that in mind. My English translation is quite literal on purpose, so that you can see some linguistic aspects and similarities to the original German lyrics. The song starts with the first verse. Ich steige in ein Flugzeug ein. Es wird kalt, ich höre es schreien, ich kenne meine Sitzplatznummer, Panik reitet großen Kummer, ich näher mich der Klagereihe, immer lauter das Geschreie, der Angst weicht nun Gewissheit hier, ein Kleinkind sitzt gleich neben mir. I love this setting as a whole and how poetically it still paraphrases a daily situation, basically, being annoyed by overly loud, screaming infants and children. In my reaction video when I first listened to this song, I really had to giggle when Till actually mentioned that term, die Sitzplatznummer, because it's such a typical German term. It's a compound word. Germans love compound words, creating new words, making up words from like different parts, adding them up to each other and, you know, creating something new, linguistically speaking. So, die Sitzplatznummer. I mean... love it. It consists of der Sitzplatz, Singular, die Sitzplätze, Plural, the seat, or literally the seat place. And because the last part is a feminine noun, die Nummer, Singular, die Nummern, Plural, the number, the whole determinating compound word is feminine too. Line 4 is very poetic, yet everyone comprehends the intention behind it. Panik, panic, reitet, rides, großen Kummer. Big or huge sorrow. Both pretty much go hand in hand, similar to a symbiosis. The term der Kummer, sorrow or grief, is a rather outdated or old-fashioned German term, but by using this one, the whole verse has a rather poetic and artsy-like vibe to it. Nowadays, Germans would rather use die Sorge, Singular, die Sorgen, Plural. Till made up the compound word die Klagereihe, which contains die Klage, Singular, die Klagen, Plural, the complaint in this case, and die Reihe, Singular, die Reihen, Plural, the row. So it's actually the complaint row, or the complaining row. The second to last line only works because of the unorthodox free sentence structure, you could say. In daily, meaning normal German, it would rather be something like die Gewissheit verdrängt die Angst. The certainty, the lyrical I knowing the reason for their fear, displaces or eliminates the fear, which is diffuse and irrational. It's especially the last line that makes the otherwise quite enigmatic verse way more funny and gives away the reason for this quite tense situation. The lyrical I realizes it will be sitting right next to a screaming loud child. Hooray! The pre-chorus continues with this rather dismissive opinion of the lyrical I towards children. Hier die Frage aller Klassen, darf und kann man Kinder hassen? Being the native German that I am, I would have expected this line to end slightly differently, because, you know, there's a German saying, die Frage aller Fragen, the question of all questions. But in this case right here, well, it ends a bit differently. The actual lyrics here express the same thing though. The lyrical I basically addresses die alles entscheidende Frage, the all-deciding question literally speaking. The distinction in the second line is interesting because it implies that one of the options is okay while a combination might be more troublesome in public life. You may hate children, deep within you, but is it sort of allowed to hate children? And showing that by, saying something against children, and especially in a situation like this right here, when you're sitting right next to one in a plane and you can't escape the situation because it's your seat and it's a freaking plane. This finally erupts in the aggressive sounding yet lyrically very obvious and simple chorus. Ich hasse Kinder. Ich hasse Kinder. Verse 2 continues like this. Der Schreihals turnt jetzt hin und her, die Mutter blättert ein Magazin, spricht stumm zum Kind, während sie liest und dabei einen Apfel isst. Der liebe Herrgott will mich strafen, die Nervensäge will nicht schlafen, hört überhaupt nicht auf zu schreien, der Vater schläft längst wie ein Stein. Similar to the first verse, here you have a slightly shortened schreien, with the last E basically being dropped so that it would fit better to the meter of the song and this line in particular. And once again, it's a quite poetic thing to do. And while remaining quite poetic, he also incorporates more daily and casual slang German terms, which is a really cool and unique mixture, if you ask me, and I know you do. Overall, this verse has a more casual vibe to me anyway, also because of this slight speak-singing style here and there, which is very apparent in line 3, for instance. Here, Till overemphasizes the syllables of während, while, während, even though in daily, normal German, Germans would simply say während without the additional pause in between the syllables. Während. Why did Till opt for this, you might ask? Well, it certainly sounds cool in context of the rhythm, and it makes the whole length of the phrase work in relation to the groove. There are two casual slang terms that really stand out in this verse and that really, once again, make me giggle because they are quite unexpected within a rather poetic text, like a poetic verse, poetic lines. But in this case, it totally fits. The first one is der Schreihals. And once again, you might have guessed it already, it's a compound word. It consists of der Schrei, singular, die Schreie, plural, the scream. And the second part is der Hals, singular, die Hälse, plural, the throat or neck. So it's the scream neck or scream throat, literally. It refers to someone who speaks extremely loud, very loudly all the time. And that doesn't have to be a child, but of course in this case it can also be a child who is screaming very, very loud. People might refer to those children as being a Schreihals. That type of person might also get referred to by people saying die Nervensäge, singular, die Nervensägen, plural, literally the nerve saw. Again, a compound word featuring the nouns der Nerv, singular, die Nerven, plural, the nerve, and die Säge, singular, die Sägen, plural, the saw. So, a Nervensäge is someone who just annoys you extremely. They are basically sawing your nerves, which in turn leads to you losing your patience and temper. Spricht stumm zum Kind in line 3 might mean that she's looking at the child as if she were to say, stop it, stop screaming, but she doesn't say it out loud, and she hopes by looking at them that they would shut up basically. Line 5 features the term der Herrgott, which usually gets written as one word, literally the Sir or the Mr. God, which originates from Middle High German Herrgott, basically being an old outdated German term for der Gott, the God, and a common male representation human beings may have of them. It's this mixture of poetic, outdated words and modern language which really makes this and many other Lindemann lyrics stand out to me personally. I love that. The second pre-chorus changes the question to hier die Frage aller Klassen, kann und muss man Kinder hassen? Which expresses the lyrical I's helplessness and almost feeling forced into hating children because they can be annoying at times. It might also be used as a welcome reason for being allowed to be rude and violent, so to speak, to annoying children or annoying people in later life even. Definitely an interesting aspect here. The song and the music video as a whole have an ironic twist to them though, because as it turns out in the music video at least, the lyrical I, being an adult now, harms and tortures others because when he was an annoying, loud child, other people would complain about him being so loud, yet now as a grown-up he should know better, but still, he turns against others the same way. Ich hasse Kinder. Ich hasse Kinder. Nein, ich liebe sie. Ja, ich liebe sie. Die Großen und die Kleinen. Doch es müssen meine sein. This extended chorus really pinpoints the inner struggle of the lyrical I think, because they are somewhat torn between, accepting the child as they are, or allowing themselves to hate the child because they are so loud, for instance. There's a similar premise that can be found in the Rammstein song Zerstören. Zerstören means to destroy, and the chorus goes like this. Ich muss zerstören. Doch es darf nicht mir gehören. I need to destroy, but it mustn't be mine. So as long as it's not mine, it's okay to destroy everything. But when I own something, for instance, this pen right here, I'm not gonna destroy this because it's mine. And it's pretty much similar in this case. As long as it's my child, I'm not gonna, be angry at them or hurt them even. But when it's foreign children, I have the license to hate them, so to speak. That's the perspective of the lyrical I, at least to some degree, I reckon. The bridge is very quiet and goes like this. Doch ganz plötzlich wird es still. Es lacht mich an, ich bin verzückt. Streckt die Hand aus nach dem Kleinen, da fängt es wieder an zu schreien. This part once again paraphrases the complexity of emotions, especially in a child. They might change their mood from one second to the next one and escalate. They are somewhat unberechenbar, unpredictable. I like how the calm nature of the lyrics correlate with the calm tone or sound of the bridge overall. The outro basically functions as another chorus, yet with more explicit changes. Ich hasse Kinder. Ich hasse Kinder. Hier kommt die Frage aller Fragen. Kann und muss man Kinder schlagen? Nein, ich liebe sie. Ja, ich liebe sie. Alle Kinder, groß und klein, doch sie sollten meine sein. What's interesting about this ending here is that it also shows another potential reason for the lyrical I to really beat their own children. Oh, I love them, therefore I have to beat them so that they will become good people afterwards in later life. Some huge BS like that. And now line 3 actually features the aforementioned German expression die Frage aller Fragen, the question of all questions. Line 4 got changed to Kinder schlagen, beat children, not just Kinder hassen, hate children. So the intensity and danger of the lyrical I's thoughts and actions, also portrayed quite violently in the music video, becomes very obvious in the lyrics too. Also, the generalizing note, I love all kids, big or small, with the cynical limiting condition as long as they are my own, once again ends the song with this ironic and even cynical twist. If you want to check out my reaction to this song, feel free to click the video right here in the end card, or the playlist with more reactions and lyric explanation videos like this one. So thanks very much for watching, commenting, sharing my videos, that's always very helpful, thank you very much. And also thanks for watching once again. I'm your Vlog Dave, tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.